What up, gang? We are back for another video. So today we are talking about something that probably most of you going through right now in your winter arc, and that is bulking. So what I've come to witness lately, a lot of people or a lot of you guys are simply doing it wrong. So therefore I thought to myself, why not make a video and help you guys out? I'm gonna give you like 3 or 5 easy tips that you can make sure you are biking correctly. Number 1 is not counting your calories while you're on a bike. The thing is, when it comes to the bike, yes, you are allowed to eat more than on a diet or on your maintenance. Obviously, it wouldn't be a bike if you're not eating more, right? But the thing is, if you don't count your calories, you will simply end up being fat. Trust me, it will happen every single time. You gotta start treating your bikes like you are on a diet. You gotta count every damn calorie that goes in. You gotta know exactly what goes in and out. I'll tell you this out of first-hand experience. The year before, I weighed 107 kg and I was simply fat. A big blob of glibber. This year, I'm pretty much the same weight, but I look better. I'm way stronger. I feel way more vital. I'm not sluggish at all. Life is great. And guys, keep in mind, I'm like 6'2". On good days, 6'2 and a half. Anyways, you gotta count your calories. Don't neglect that. You need to actually know what goes in and goes out, especially when you are programming like a high carb day, a low carb day, or sometimes even a high fat day, so you can get the most results out of your time biking. That is pretty much the number 1 mistake that causes a lot of people a lot of gains. And most of the time, those gains or the number that you have increased on the scale is just simply fat. And what end up happening is, when you go on the cut again, you will cut longer, and also all the weight that you have gained will be lost and you end up with plus minus nothing. You don't want that. Make sure you count your calories. Number 2, also one of the more commonly mistakes that a lot of inexperienced lifter make. It starts already at the beginning of the bike. If you don't have a good foundation, if you are 20% body fat and plus, and you go on a bike, you're just gonna get fatter. I don't understand why I have to explain this to some people, but like, it's a common mistake. Like, someone starts going to a gym and says, hey, I need to like build muscle. So the first assumption is they have to go on a bike. To a certain degree, I understand that. If you don't know better, it makes sense in your head, right? But like, if you're 20% body fat or above as a man, if you start bulking, you're just gonna get fat. Fatter and fatter. Obviously, you will build muscle if you keep on resistance training, progressive overload, eating your protein, you will build muscle. But that's not a good base to build muscle, because A, you're gonna fuck up your hormonal household, your testosterone gonna be all over the place. Number 2, when you bulk up at that stage, let's say you gain another 10 kilograms and you go on a cut again, you will be longer in the diet, and B, all the weight that you gained will be lost again, and you will be at your starting point again with plus minus nothing, or even worse, you're in the negative. If you want to start a bike, make sure you get down to at least 12% body fat, where you have visible abs, visible veins on around your arms, maybe a little bit on your chest. Like, cut down as low as you possibly can, and from there on you start a slow and steady bike. Mistake number 3, assuming that you only need to bike up for a certain amount of time. Look, to build quality muscle that actually stays, it takes time. If you bike for 6 months and cut for 6 months, what do you think will happen? Nothing. You will basically end up with plus minus nothing, especially when you are already a little bit of an advanced lifter. Let's say you have been lifting for like 1.5 years or 2 years. You gotta commit to the bike for at least 8 to 12 months straight. Obviously, it's okay if you do like mini cuts along the line just to reset your digesting system, your hormonal household, but generally speaking, you gotta bike for a longer period of time. Biking and cutting is A, fucked up for your digesting system, for your hormonal system, and also you die faster doing that, because you're not supposed to lose weight that fast and gain weight that fast as well. That's not normal for your body to do. When you cut or bike, commit it till you have reached the desired outcome. 6 months, it's not enough for a bike to actually build quality muscle and not get fat. You gotta go for at least 8 to 12 minimum. I say, some people I've seen bike up for like 2 years straight. And with that, you gotta also accept that to a certain degree, you will put on body fat. Just push through it and get it done. Number 4, That's a mistake that I even still do to this day. But this year it's got a little bit less, and that is not doing cardio. The thing is, cardio sucks in the diet and it also sucks on your bike. But especially when you're on a bike, it's important to do cardio, because cardio is really not just there to help you lose weight. It's also there to regulate your health, make your heart stronger, increase your vitality. Cardio has a lot of benefits. We as lifters tend to ignore them, or just generally don't give a fuck, or see it just as a tool to like lose weight. But also, when you're on a bike, cardio is essential. Like I said before, it's gonna regulate all your like vital function. Keep doing your cardio. Cardio is really important. It is not just a tool to lose weight. When you're on a bike, if you don't do your cardio, you will feel sluggish, you will feel heavy, because you're simply not moving. Your heart rate will be over the place, and you can avoid all of that by doing cardio. You will sleep better, you will digest your food better. There are way too many benefits when it comes to cardio in your bike to not do it. Do your cardio at least 3 times a week minimum. Little bit of running, play a little bit of sports, no matter what, just simply do it. And last but not least, pretty much the most important thing when it comes to like bulking, and that is not training hard enough. Guys, now you are eating more calories, you are recovering better, you have more energy. Put that energy to use. Make the calories work. Now is the time where you can get the strongest you possibly can, where you cover the fastest, where you have muscle endurance. Now is the time where you need to push yourself even past failure when you have to. I'm not telling you to like break yourself and destroy yourself to the point that you cannot walk no more or live, but I'm telling you, now is the time to actually go hard, go ballistic. Push yourself in the gym. Literally let everybody know when you walk in, you mean business. That's what I've done for the last year. So on every single session, I went hard as fuck, and trust me, I got so fucking strong and I got so big. This is like the biggest that I've ever been and the strongest. Like in my last vlog that I posted where I was doing pull-ups, one of the co-workers in the gym asked me how strong I actually in pull-ups, and I said like I can do, with my weight right now 108 kg, I can do at least 40 kg extra for like 1 or 2 reps. This guy couldn't believe me until he saw me do it. After he saw me do it, he asked himself, why didn't he even believe me in the first place? Because he's seen me lift heavy every single day, a ridiculous amount of weight. So number one thing that you need to do, or at least one of the most important things that you need to do when you're on a bike, is push yourself as hard as you can. Lift heavy weight. You gotta make sure at least every 2 weeks you get stronger. Obviously, at some point it will slowly decline because you cannot get like stronger every single way, but you should be able to control the weight more. You should be able to feel more comfortable with the weight. You should be able to get more reps done, to slow down the reps without difficulty week to week. If that does not happen, either you're not training hard enough or you just build up fat. This is pretty much the most indicator if you're actually building muscle or not. If you're able to control the weight better, if you feel more confident with the weight, and if you're actually getting stronger, if those criteria all checks up, you actually build muscle. Anything else, bullshit. Trust me. Obviously, if you look bigger and like lean at the same time, you will build muscle, but like if you're a natural lifter, that's not going to be the case. Follow those 5 principles, and trust me, 2025 going into 2026 will be your year, and next year in summer you're going to be the jackest guy on the beach, the jackest man that your girlfriend have ever seen, or your ex have ever seen. Just follow this protocol. And with that being said, keep staying strong. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.